Today on Go, traditions, culture, family, and food, we are at the Service Heritage Festival. Coming up, Hungarian embroidery, Chinese martial arts, Cuban dancing, Pakistan cuisine, and German card games. Han Vi from the Korean Pavilion. Welcome to an all-new episode of Bobtail Club's Go Edmonton. I'm your host, Dana Giesbrecht. Yes, we are finally down here at the Service Heritage Festival. All of the waiting has finally paid off. We've been promoting these pavilions for weeks now. Finally time to celebrate all of the traditions, the culture, the food, the fun, and the family here in Edmonton. All of these families from around the world. So stick around, it's going to be a great show. Lots of performances, lots of all the fun stuff that I just mentioned. But at first, we're meeting a young woman who's trying to keep her Hungarian family traditions alive.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Kozma, and I've been doing embroidery since I was 10, so that makes it 17 years. The person who taught me how to do embroidery was my nagymama, which means grandma in Hungarian. I would go over to her house every Sunday for dinner, and I would watch her embroider, and that's how I learned. She taught me stitch by stitch just by watching her and asking her questions, and then she taught it to me. When I'm embroidering, I think about my culture, my grandma, her story, my family's story when they came to Canada, what it was like for my ancestors when they were embroidering, and the stories that all the stitches tell. Basically, that's what I think about. I think about all of those things. My grandma's story, they came to Canada in 1957 because of the revolution in Hungary to get away from communism. So they escaped. My grandmother, my grandfather, my aunt, and my father. So they escaped on a ship and came to Halifax and made a life for themselves in Edmonton. They use a lot of flower motifs and lots of colors of thread, whereas some places just use one or two colors. So I really like kolocha because it's colorful. Something important that I'd like to say is if anybody is Hungarian and they don't know how to embroider yet, maybe ask your nagymama or your nannies to teach you so that you can learn it, keep your culture, and then pass it on to your family.
Thanks for that, Stephanie. I am now joined by James from the Korean Pavilion, and we just saw your group on stage. Very, very fun. And you know what? I said on stage. You guys weren't even on stage. You were just in front of the crowd.
Exactly,
very intimate like that.
Yeah, we like to be more interactive with the crowd here. So that's why we do something called Pungmul, which is the field performance first, and then after this we're just gonna go up on the stage and actually do something called Samulori.
Okay, what's that?
Samulori is basically 4 instruments playing, right? And this is one of them actually.
And tell us what you have there.
Yeah, this is called Gwengari. So it's a small gong, and it acts as like a leader in the team, so I can control the tempos and the beats, right? And the change of the beats as well. There's another instrument called book. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that drum right there.
Yeah. So this is called book, and this is a big drum, and each of these instruments actually represents a weather pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, this Gwengari here represents the thunder.
Can you give us a little sound?
Yeah, and this book here represents cloud.
Okay, and yeah, feel free to give that a smack if you want to.
Oh.
And that's what a cloud sounds like? That's a very loud, boisterous cloud, isn't
There's
it?
2 other instruments that represents different things as well, wind as well as the rain. So
Very
that
nice.
makes up 4 instruments, and Samulori is basically 4 instruments playing.
Wonderful. And I love that you guys are so interactive with the audience. I think most of the performances should be like that. It really gets the crowd engaged. And let's make mention of the outfit you're wearing. Tell us a little bit about this.
So it's a traditional Samulori uniform. So it has a lot of colors, as you can see.
Right, and that hat. Give us a spin.
It's called Sangmo. So it's a ribbon tied on the back of the hat, actually, kind of like controlling your own tail. It's kind of cool. I'll give you a spin here.
Sure, give us a spin. I'm just going to hold the microphone from a distance. Wow, look at that. James, how long have you been practicing this art?
We've been practicing for about 7 years now.
You yourself 7 years as well?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, wonderful. Okay,
Yeah.
and would you like to give a shout out to any friends or family that are watching to come check you out at the Heritage Festival?
Hello, everyone in Edmonton and Alberta.
In Alberta.
And Canada. Come
There you
out.
go.
It's really great out here. Come check us out in Korean Pavilion. There's a lot of good food as well. So, yeah.
James, high five. Great job.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks for speaking with us. We're going to take a quick break on Go. We'll be right back. After the break, we take a trip to China for a lesson in sword forms, plus the Havana hips of Orlando Martinez. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we are at the Service Heritage Festival, and I am currently climbing into a model of the famous red and blue chair. The chair was originally created in 1917 by a Dutch architect named Rietveld, and this is not even close to the same size of the actual chair, but very comfy, and it stood the test of time. We're going to do some hangout in the Netherlands for a little bit, but coming up next, the Heritage Fest is filled with so many impressive performances, and in this next piece, we are headed to the China Pavilion with Sean Mitra.
My name is Sean Mitra, and I'll be demonstrating a two-handed sword form for you today. This is one of the many demonstrations you'll be able to catch at the Chinese Pavilion at the Service Heritage Festival this summer. I learned how to use this and many other different swords here at Shangde Tai Chi Praying Mantis Kung Fu. It took a number of different years working through first hand techniques and then moving into weapons. It requires a lot of focus because the weapons are, while not completely edged, heavy enough that you can still hurt yourself, so you need to have a lot of focus and concentration to learn how to use them properly. The most common way that we tell people to focus is to actually empty your mind. So once you're able to know a form properly, you should be able to do it without thinking at all. So the more you think about it, the more likely you are to screw up, and so the best thing to do is to just empty your mind and let the movement flow. Kung Fu dates back originally to the 300s or 400s AD. Our style dates back. It dates a little later into, I believe, the 18th century. And so it's been passed down by a number of generations, and we're still proud to continue keeping the tradition alive today. I think it's a big part of Chinese tradition because it represents a number of different aspects of Chinese culture, both the idea of meditation and internal reflection, as well as a physical and visible display of Chinese culture. And so if you like what you see, make sure you check us out at the Chinese Pavilion.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Sean. Now, I'm constantly making fun of how big my feet are, but this may be a whole new level. We're trying on some wooden shoes at the Dutch Pavilion. They're selling lots down here at Heritage Fest, so come down, try some on, and see if you can get these moves going on. Speaking of great moves, up next, we are headed to Cuba to meet dancer and choreographer Orlando Martinez.
My name is Orlando Martinez. I'm from Cuba. I live in Edmonton for 6 years now, and I am very happy to live here. My dancing career started when I was very, very young, around 12 years old. In my small town in Cuba, I recognize dance as my passion because when I dance, I feel totally free. I met my wife Yen in Cuba after the performance. She danced in the group and she made my attention because she speaks very good Spanish and dance. This is the first time I met her. Later, we love and decide to come to here. When I dance with my wife, it's a balance because when you dance, it's easy to leave the stress and feel happy. And she is a totally complement in the Fiesta Cubana dance school. It's my project now in Edmonton for 6 years. It's teaching salsa, doing the Latin night here in Tumbleweeds every Saturday, every Wednesdays in the Funky Buddha. And she is a totally complement in my business and in my life. when I teaching, I think it's exactly what I want, because I think it's the answer for my job, you know? My heart is explosion. For example, the Gator, before, it's from Latin, but before came for my school or my project, they can't follow everything about Cuban, about the Cuban style, about the salsa Cuban style, or the other Afro-Cuban movement. And now they follow beautiful, like if they are from Cuba, it just make me happy, because it's very nice for me, you know? It's like, okay, this is the answer. I'm doing something for people, because when I give, I feel bigger, you know?
Wonderful. Thanks for that, Orlando. All right, since we're in the Netherlands, we have to try some herring, very, very popular in Holland, usually served with some onions like we have going on here, on a bun with some pickles, some salt, whatever you prefer. Very delicious, I think, I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I've never tried herring before, so willing to try some new things. But while they get this ready here, we just want to take a moment to tell you we are looking for volunteers on Shaw TV. If you've ever wanted to learn how to host, report, shoot, or edit, we want to hear from you. Message us on Facebook, or you can tweet us at go_EDM. Ladies, what's that?
You pick it up by the tail and just slide.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna take a quick break on Go. We'll be right back. Stick with us. Woo. Up next, the delicious dishes being served up at the Pakistan Pavilion. Plus, we head to Germany to learn one of the world's hardest card games. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we are hanging out at the Service Heritage Festival, my favorite festival of the year. So fantastic. Before the break, I tried some herring from the Dutch Pavilion. Wasn't for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for everyone. So do give it a try. They serve it up with onions. And while we had that last commercial break there, they showed us how you eat it in Holland the right way. You just lift it up over your head and you go, nom, nom, nom. And it was gone, like poof like magic.
Let's take a look at that.
Let's take a look at that. There we go. Here's a shot of that. As you can see, just lifting it right over their heads and nom, 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 and it's gone. That's how you eat it when you're in Holland. I'm gonna dive into this to wash the herring taste out of my mouth, and maybe we'll try some other food from the Indonesian Pavilion. While I choose, coming up next, we are headed to find out what's being served up at the Pakistan Pavilion. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Umber, and here's some of the food that you can get at the Pakistan Pavilion. Up first, we have samosas and chutney. These are fried pastries with spiced vegetables and potatoes. They're super popular because they're delicious and deep fried. So come on down and try one. Up next, we have pakoras and chutney. The pakoras are deep fried chickpea flour with vegetables, and it's a little spicy as well. So we also have two different chutneys. We have a sweet and sour, and we have a mint chutney. They're both pretty spicy, but they have different flavors. I like the sweet and sour because it has more of a kick to it. But a lot of people prefer the mint as well. For something a little heartier, we have beef curry and vegetables with rice. We also have salad and yogurt on the side. That's called raita, and it's yogurts with cucumbers. So another meal option is the kebab roll. It's actually just grilled ground beef with onions and some lettuce, and it's wrapped around a naan, and it's served with salad on the side. As another side dish, we have papri chaat. The papri is actually just deep fried flour, and it's served with chickpeas, some mint chutney, yogurt, potatoes, and onions, and a little bit of cilantro. And for dessert, we have something called jalebi. It's actually just deep fried flour soaked in sugary syrup. So this is some of the food that we're serving at the Pakistan Pavilion. Come and join us.
Excellent. Thanks so much for that, Umber. I tried all that food when we were shooting with the Pakistan Pavilion. So good. Do check them out. And now it's time to try some tasty bites from the Indonesian Pavilion. We have chicken skewers. Now this is called ayah, which is chicken in Indonesian, and it's got some peanut sauce served with rice and some pickled vegetables. I'm gonna just do this the old-fashioned way in front of you, and while I do, Ron Link explains one of the hardest card games in the world, which comes from Germany.
My name is Ron Link. I was on 2 World Scat Championship teams. Scat is considered to be one of the hardest card games in the world, if not the hardest. And I don't think anybody can master it. You can get good at it, but to master it, it's almost impossible. And that's what I love about it. So you're going to go to 20. One of the reasons Scat is so hard, it's because your partner changes every hand. So you don't have the same partner all the time. It's a trump game. Hey, that's a good one. There's so many different variations, over 4 billion different variations and different hands that you can come out with. Scat is my passion. I love the game. I love the people. I like the challenge, and I love the traveling. And the rest will go to him. That's how quick it gets, because those are all trump now. Down at the Heritage Fest, to come and learn how to play Scat with Ron Link and all his other Scat friends.
Wonderful. Thanks for that, Ron. I am now here with the Irish leprechaun himself. Sir, what is your name?
King John.
King John the what? The first?
Oh, no, the second, third, and fourth.
How can you be so many people at one time?
You never know with the leprechaun, you know. You never know.
And look at this. You have a pot of gold. Oh,
yeah.
Can I have it? Pass the wealth around?
Well,
Are you
I'll
sharing
give you
with
one,
all the
but
kids?
what I did last night, the kids can't eat gold,
No.
so they'll break their teeth. So I turned
Wait,
it into
let me try.
chocolate last night, so you can have one. That's
Look,
chocolate. I turned
I
it
bet
into chocolate.
gold.
No, I turned it into chocolate last night so you could eat it.
I'd prefer the gold, actually.
Well, you're not getting it.
Okay, now what's your real name, Mr. Leprechaun?
John Healy.
John Healy, and how long have you been with the Irish Pavilion?
Oh, I started years ago when the Irish Social Club started in 1962.
In 1962.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And how many years? And that's when you came to Canada?
No, I came in 57.
In 57. Wow. Now, this is an incredible festival that you've been a part of for so long.
Oh, yeah,
You've
it's
seen this thing go from a small festival becoming bigger and bigger, and now we have more than 50 pavilions. What has it been like to grow with the festival?
Great. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's great to see all this.
Yeah, wonderful. What's your favorite part of being down here?
Oh, just with the children, when they come along and I give them the candies and stuff like that, I enjoy that.
Do you share your stories of Dublin back in the day?
Yeah, a little bit, but I left when I was 17.
Yeah.
So I went to England and met my Irish wife in an Irish dance hall in London.
There we go.
And we got married there.
And speaking of Irish dancing, there's lots of performances that go on your
Yeah.
stage. Let's entice everyone with what's
There's
happening.
dancing on tomorrow, I know for
Okay.
sure. I don't know about today, there's much. But tomorrow there'll be dancing. And Monday they'll have the Knox School of Irish Dancing on here.
And very impressive. I've had the honor of seeing them a few times. Absolutely
Actually,
incredible.
it's my niece that runs it.
Really? And let's give her a shout out. What's her name?
Angela Hogan.
There we go, Angela.
McGonigal.
So 2 last names?
Yes, she has.
Okay. Well, and let's talk quickly about you're giving out the chocolate gold, previously gold, now just chocolate
Yeah.
covered in gold wrapping to all the kids.
Yeah.
Do they have to tell you a joke or what?
No,
what do they do?
I just give it to them.
You just give it to them.
And it's nice to see the little guys looking up at you.
Oh, yeah. That's the best part.
Oh, yeah. I love to see the kids.
Wonderful. John, thanks so much for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
And can I have some more gold before
You
I...
can have another one.
Another
Give him
one? Just a
too.
couple?
That thing is getting
There
heavy
you go.
on
I'll
his
take a
shoulder.
few. I'm going to share with you. Come see me at the festival. We're going to take a quick break on Go, and I'm going to share some chocolate with Mike Waterhouse. We'll be right back on Go.
Take care.
Stay tuned. After the break, we're traveling the country once again for an all-new Suncoast Enclosures Big Summer. Mohammed and Samaya at the Turkish Pavilion. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we are at the Service Heritage Festival, and we've showed some of the food, we've showed some of the performances, but there's also a lot of cool stuff you can buy down here, including belly dancing skirts. Huge in Turkey for the last couple hundred years, Mohammed was saying, and I'm just giving myself a lesson and making a fool of myself from all the people that are watching in front of us. Now, again, this is an amazing festival. You want to come check it out. You want to bring the kids, bring hats, bring water, bring some money, buy some belly dancing skirts, and get some food. We have one last story for you before we go. It's time for an all-new Suncoast Enclosures Big Summer. Whew, it's a lot of work holding up this tower all by myself. And not so much. Okay, so much fun to be had down here at the Service Heritage Festival. Unfortunately, that's the show. We are just wrapping up. But once again, come down. I don't know why you would miss this festival. So many people down here. It's fun for the whole family. There's food, there's dancing, culture, traditions, everything you would want. It's one place, Hawrelak Park. Now, once again, you cannot drive. Very, very important. You must walk or take public transit. You can bike, but you can't drive. So keep that in mind and pack everything you need. Have a wonderful long weekend. From all of us at Shot TV, I've been your host, Dana Giesbrecht. We'll see you next time.